bad. I forgot to hit record. I started to do the what's going on. I would have been angry at myself. All right, let's try this again. Cut. Take two. What is going on, everyone? And welcome to Kart 63. My name is Ben. Thank you very much for stopping by. Real quick, if you didn't mind hitting a like on this video, possibly subscribe to the channel, that would be super sweet. Subscribe to the channel. All right, I did say that correctly. I think I did. Anyway, Kart 63 is brought to you by Track Tack Tire Treatments, Burris Racing Tires, and BeardOctane.com. Okay, now I got that all out of the way. That because I like to be transparent for no other reason than I think it's funny to kind of ridicule myself a little bit. This is like the fourth time I'm going to attempt to get this idea onto film because I'm just having a bad day. It's raining out. I don't know. Bad mood. I'm not really ever in a bad mood. Sometimes. Sometimes. Anyway, I get asked this question a lot. I thought I'd make a video about it. Hopefully, maybe it'll help somebody here. When do you surface tires? Okay, well, I mean, the basic answer to the question is whenever you feel necessary. Now, I'm going to say what I do, and then you can either agree or disagree with when I do it. I like to we'll take Burris Racing, for instance. I race Burris 11s, Burris 33s quite a bit because I'm in New York. I like to surface them weekly. I like to get a brand new textured surface to Burris. 1 second. This is one of the older sets of 2019s that I have. I am going to Weedsport next week, next Sunday. I think I signed up for them. And what I have gone and I've surfaced them, but even with this set of tires has been surfaced quite a bit since its lifetime. As you saw there, with Burris tires, I like that texture to it. I like there to be a nice scuff on the tire. Not only does it, we run slicks, it's adding a tread to the surface, but it also absorbs prep really well. I find that combination has really worked well for me. So that's a 2019. I got 2025s over here looking exactly the same, surface exactly the same. I like to do my Burris weekly. Now, do I do every single Burris that I have weekly? No, I do not. It really depends on what I have done to them, and that might be a point that you want to take in consideration. Do they need to be surfaced weekly? Absolutely not. I would suggest washing them. I don't like dirty tires, and I've heard people like, oh, I just leave my tires dirty and I don't do anything to them and they work really good. Great, awesome, cool. A majority of kart racers wash their tires at least. If that's all you're going to do, fine. Don't surface them. Not a real big deal. But things that you might want to consider in why you might surface a tire is what I just brought up. It would be to, after that, your textured tire has been run. That's going to go through a heat cycle. You're going to put prep on it. That's going to somewhat glaze over the surface. It's going to take that texture out of it, that roughness out of the tire. You're going to want to redo that. Also, it's going to remove that layer of prep that you may have run that week before. So if you say you use something super aggressive, if or it didn't, whatever prep you put on didn't agree with that type of surface, you're going to go ahead and just wipe that away with the pass of a grinder. That's usually what I do. Now, with everything I do, my least experience is with Maxxis. But anytime I'm going to a race, I have some older Maxxis, I'll probably end up, running them this year. But what I'm going to do is they're going to be, if they're not already mounted, they're going to be mounted. They're going to be put on the tire surfacer, and I'm just going to freshen up the surface. It's going to remove the old drier, the outside layer of the rubber is going to be drier. The oils are just going to, dissipate, under touching the air, and once you remove that, it's going to get to the slightly fresher rubber. I know they're older tires, but it will get to the fresher of the tires that hasn't been exposed to the elements so much. It is also, if I prep them at all, it's going to remove that outer layer. Maybe that type of prep was a solvent base, and maybe that assisted in drying out that surface. You're going to rid yourself of that. I also have heard that we've learned more about the Reapers the longer they've been out. I don't know if this is still a thing. I haven't run Reapers since last year. But from what I heard, they like to be surfaced at track. So you're taking that even another notch. I've seen this done with Burris too, at different races in the past, that people would take them off the cart and they would surface them right at the track during the race day. So you go out and run practice, surface them. You run a heat race, surface them. Before your feature event. That's what I hear people were doing with Reapers. I don't know that that's still the case. I have heard that the Reaper likes to wipe while you're at track, as many wipes as you can. Not so much a softener as a bite agent, if you were wondering about that. A little milder type stuff. Just what I've heard. I don't have a ton of experience with them. So, but there are people that are going to head and surface those at the racetrack, multiple times at the racetrack, rather than what I would say is, if you're prepping a set of tires for a race event, like, we'll take Burris because, they're a sponsor of the channel, everything. I like to have a nice fresh surface. I also don't pre-wipe Burris coming into a race. I leave the tread completely neutral, and then I only wipe at track. I don't build bite into a Burris like you would a Maxxis, like I would on a Vega. But a Vega, for instance, another tire that I will run up here, if I'm going to go ahead and, start wiping a tire previously to a race, I'm going to surface it first. So it really is kind of up to you. How often do you want to surface a tire is up to you. Now, you're only removing, thousandths of an inch, maybe, when you run sandpaper, or it depends how coarse of a grit you're running on a lap disc or a grinder or whatever it is. You're only removing thousandths, but you are in fact making that tread thinner. That is going to affect the tire and how long it takes to come in, how long it's going to last on track. The thinner tread is going to actually do things. So keep that in mind. If you're habitual, I got to have the freshest surface out there. I'm coming in off the track. We're popping it off. We're putting them on the surface of the machine, and I'm taking off layers. I want to get to that fresh. It may make the tire faster, but you are also reducing the longevity of the tire. So it's, I hate to be, pass it off, and I feel as if I do that in some videos. Like, all I can do for you is make suggestions and maybe put into your head something maybe you haven't thought of. Usually monkey see, monkey do. If somebody sees somebody, surfacing Reapers at the track, they're just going to go ahead and do it, whether or not they notice a difference or not. I think that, a clean tire is a clean tire, but if you want to get to fresher rubber, it's a good idea. I would suggest weekly. It doesn't mean every single tire in your arsenal needs to get done that way. That'd be a heck of a lot of surfacing. But if you've wiped that tire, that also comes into play. I do get that, hey, I prepped a set of tires, for this particular race. It rained out. Do I prep them again? You can prep them again, or you could surface them again, remove, because, let's be honest, unless you're just dumping prep on a tire, it's not going to penetrate all the way through the tread. It's just going to get to the outside layer, the layer that you would be running on for that particular night type of thing. You may be able to rid yourself of that. Like, hey, I wiped this tire. It's not that amount of wipes, or that chemical is not going to be proper for the upcoming race. You might want to surface that tire and just shed that layer that got permeated by the prep that maybe you didn't want there. Get back to fresh and start over again type thing. So I hate to, do these videos where I don't have a direct answer, but I try and avoid that as much as possible. I am never you only do it this way and no other way is acceptable. I see it on the internet all the time, and those people are wrong. There are so many variations. There's such a dynamic to racing, to everything that we do, that no one answer is correct. I just want to put it out there that it is up to you. If you feel it necessary to surface your tires at the track, I agree with you. That may be a great idea, and maybe you find speed that way. If you only surface your tires like me, if I was running weekly, I would probably surface my 11s, my 33s, whatever tires that I'm running from Burris, I would surface them once a week. I'd get them home, I'd wash them at track, I'd get them home, I'd put them on the surfacer, zip, just get a nice fresh layer. That's what I would do. Some people may choose to only do it one, they surface them once as they get them, and then they prep them, and they only wash them, they never surface again. I agree. That might be right for you. So I wanted to put it out there. It is a question that I get quite often, and I'm sure I'm going to answer it again in the comments. Somebody's going to ask me, they won't have seen this video, and they will ask me again, which is perfectly fine. Every comment either gets a like, a heart, an answer, a thank you. I do them all. I just, on that viral video there, somebody commented, I think it's 13.6 million views now, as because my kids bring it up, and I go, well, let me look, 13.6, and they're like, so I'm in there, I'm still answering questions, I'm still replying to people, and somebody actually wrote in there, bro's still responding. It's like, yes, because I'm dedicated to this channel. That's what I do. I either heart it or like it, or heart and like it, or I may respond to you because I appreciate every single comment. Haters, not haters, people asking questions, people saying thank you, all of it. I appreciate all of it. This is a job that I took on, and that's the level of dedication I'm willing to put towards that. So yes, I'm sure I'm going to get this question again. How often should I surface a tire? It's really kind of up to you. I'm going to say do it as often as you feel it is necessary. You don't have to do it. You can do it a lot. If you want to buy new tires, if you're not afraid of, if you have a disposable budget to go ahead and just rip your tires up and get them nice and thin, that's where they're fast, but then they wear out quicker, and you're going to do a brand new set like that, you're going to cut them, you're going to do whatever, cool. I agree. That may be the best for you, but don't be afraid to try different things. Don't be afraid to, if you want to do it at track, or you want to do it once a week, or a couple times a week, or a couple times a month, something like that. Try something new. If it gets you that fresh rubber, if it gets you to where you find that you're biting the track even better, that set of tires work even better, awesome. The only way to learn is to experiment and figure out what is right for you, what is right for that track, that type of track that particular day. So I really appreciate you guys coming back. Remember, as always, Kart 63 is brought to you by Track Tag Tire Treatments, Burris Racing Tires, and BeardOctane.com. We will see you Thursday night. We do a live stream right here in this barn. I interact with you guys. You guys ask me questions. You bring up stories. You tell me about your racing, what you got going on, and we just kind of banter back and forth. It's a really enjoyable time on Thursdays, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I hope to see you there, and I guess that's it. I'm going racing next week. Weed Sport. We'll see how that goes. But anyway, later.